So I wanted to just once again roughly go over the ins and outs of the board as we've got it now wired up in hopefully its final form. We'll do this separate from all of the sound samples, which we'll do later. We'll just show you all the ins and outs now. So over here on the side, this is a Temple board, so they've got all these modules that takes care of a lot of utility stuff. So I've just got power in and out here. Everything's on a single switch. Then these I actually had custom built by Dan Burgess over at This One's Mine. This is just my center dry out, my acoustic input, and over here is just an input. If I ever want to bypass my wireless for electric, I can just plug a lead in if anything ever goes wrong with the Relay G30. And then on the other side, I've just got this guy just on there for power, for if I need a couple courtesy outlets to plug something in, like power to this pedal over here, which is just an audition loop that's empty. I can power something up that doesn't have a battery, or I can plug in a light for a music stand or a phone, keep that all charged. And then the outputs all come out here. Acoustic is coming out of this DI, and electric is coming out of the TA Solutions stereo link. I can use 1/4 inch if I have my amps on stage, but if I'm going backstage, which I am right now, just come out through the XLRs, and everything goes into kind of this self-made pedal snake here, which runs all the way into the back room where I've got a couple things isolated up. And we come back here, the whole pedal board fits nicely in this keyboard case, and then we've got the system. So everything comes in through here. Power conditioner, that's the center amp. Box for a couple of mics, and of course my in-ears there as well, taking a feed from the phone output and also another monitor feed from front of house, just splitting off into all of that. And I can mix it all down on the top, and no matter what I'm doing, whether I'm using stereo or wet dry or wet dry wet or just the acoustic, it all goes through here, and it all goes out to a single stereo channel in the front of house. So I'm always on just one single fader, and I can keep all my panning, all of my EQs, everything the way that I want it, and nobody's touching it. Amps over here, the center you saw was just a Quilter tone block. Left side is an AC30 running through a greenback down there. Extension, it's the CC1. I'll probably do a demo on this later because there's not very much good on it. Set up about like that, going through the top boost channel. Mic'd up with a SM57 and a fathead ribbon over here if I want it. This is, second speaker is a G12H, so it's much louder than the greenback, but they do sound nice together. And then right side says Bandmaster Reverb. Really guts wise, it's more of a pro reverb, mic'd with a E609 and just a inexpensive AKG condenser there. Usually I'll just use one or the other on each of these amps. I'm not usually running all 5 channels live or recording, but it gives me options depending on what sounds good in what room. So there you go. And just real quick, a couple more things that I didn't mention over here. This is also This One's Mine ACEC. So it takes my acoustic input, my electric input, which is coming from a wireless that you can't see underneath the board, and it sends them where I need them to go. So with one switch, I have a few shared pedals that are on both, and with one switch, it just switches between my electric going out to the amps or acoustic going out to the DI. And this, I have had things go wrong in the middle of a set, so this just, if something goes down, I can sum to mono just like that, and I'm out of stereo. So that's just the stereo sum switch, stereo, sum, and that's that. And the center dry comes off of a Sir buffered split that's also underneath that you can't see. And the last thing that's underneath and invisible is just a dual Y box, just passive, that allows these two compressors to go into both the acoustic and the electric to be shared in those signal paths, even though they are before the shared loop of the ACEC. So that's all we have for signal routing. Thanks.